Are you feeling a little overwhelmed about all the different Great One grinding strategies, whether that be herd management, stacking, or just overall confused on Great One grinding? Well, today we're back out here in the Hunter Call of the Wild, and what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be teaching you guys a simple grinding strategy that literally anybody can do that requires little to no effort, and literally the only thing that you're going to need to do is to know how to shoot a deer, which I would assume all of you guys that are watching this video already know how to do. Now, before we do dive in, I do want to ask of you guys one thing. If you're new here, my name is Squid. I've been making content on the Hunter Call of the Wild for several years now. I just broke 10,000 subscribers, and the channel offers an insane amount of content. Not only just grinding content, but I casual hunt a crap ton, my friends. Go check out some of the casual hunting videos, where I literally just pick random maps, run around, and find trophies. No casual hunt is posted without a trophy, whether it takes me a week to record or an hour to record. I would strongly suggest going to check them out. Also, another huge suggestion would be to stay until the end of today's video, because if you guys do miss out on any information, it can and very well will mess up the grinding strategy that I'm going to be teaching to you guys today. So with that being said, my friends, wasting no more of your time, let's go ahead and dive right into it. So as you guys could probably infer by the thumbnail and the intro, the grind that I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do today is the mule deer grind here in a ski ridge. So you are going to need a ski ridge. Other than that, tripods and tents are the only other thing that you're going to need, along with an ethical weapon, and preferably a class 7 to 9 weapon, because it literally just completely eliminates the tracking process for the mule deer because of the sheer power of the weapon. Now, as of right now, I am set up with a fully herd managed mule deer grind, and if I knew about this strategy before I actually managed my mule deer population, I most likely would have done it over herd managing. It's that easy. So you guys are probably wondering, what exactly is this strategy? Now, the mule deer grind here in a ski ridge is very simple to do, even when using herd management, because of the very low amount of lakes here in a ski ridge. Now, I believe there's only like 25 or 30 lakes that mule deer can be at here in a ski ridge, which makes it the least amount of lakes out of any Great One grind in the entire game. Not to mention the trophies that you're going to be getting from this grind are absolutely ridiculous, and you're going to be getting a lot of them. To this day, I have 2 super rare mule deer and 4 Great One mule deer, so yeah, you can definitely get some crazy trophies out of this grind, no matter what technique you're using. Now, to start off the method, I'm going to go ahead and toss a hotspot map up on screen for you guys right now, kindly provided by my friend ProXCK. I would strongly suggest joining my Discord server, where you can find the rest of his hotspot maps, along with ProXCK's Discord server, which is linked down in the description. So now that you know where you can find a mule deer here in a ski ridge, the process that I'm going to be teaching you guys to grind them is very simple. Now, as I mentioned, there's not very many lakes for them here in a ski ridge, so literally all that you're going to want to do is go ahead and draw yourself a route. Now, I would recommend placing tripods at every single lake that they can possibly be at. There is a 32 tripod limit on each map, so you should be able to cover every single lake. If not, it's okay, just be careful at one lake. I'm sure the pressure will dissolve as you go through the other lakes. You don't want to blow out any drink zones. Now, as for tents, I would suggest placing tents in convenient areas. For example, in between these 2 lakes here, I would have a tent here, and then I would drop a tripod at both of those 2 lakes. Same thing for like these 3 lakes here. You could probably place a tent right here in the middle, and then tripods at all 3 of the lakes. I am not set up at these 2 because they're fully managed down, along with any other lake that you see that doesn't have a tent or tripod at it. Just don't pay attention to that. And you're just going to want to go ahead and set up conveniently, meaning not perfectly like if you were to herd manage, where I have claim tents and fast travel tents with shooter tripods and extra tripods all over my map, which I will admit does allow me to get a lot more kills per hour than the method that I'm showing you guys. But the point here is for simplicity, and trust me, this method definitely works, my friends. Now, I think you guys get the point as for what I mean by setting up conveniently. Certain lakes like this far bottom left one, which in fact is the best mule deer lake on the entire map, you're going to need a tent specifically for that lake, so just keep that in mind. Like these 2 lakes here, you could put a tent in between them, and then tripods on both of the lakes. Certain lakes like this one right here have outposts nearby that you can take advantage of, so you're not wasting tents. And from this point, what you guys are going to want to do is go ahead and draw yourself a route. As I mentioned here a second ago, if it were me, I would start with the top half of where the mule deer can be. So probably if I were to draw a line, it would be right above where I'm moving my cursor right now. They can be all all the way up to here. So everything on that top left corner of the map there. And from that point, I would go to the middle here where there's a couple lakes they can be at. Keep in mind they can be at all these little ones here. And then obviously from that point on, I would do the bottom middle and then the very bottom left. And I would do this in between a bunch of different time resets. And once I make it to the very last lake on my route, simply go back to the first lake and repeat it. It's literally that simple. You don't gotta worry about what to shoot. If it's a male, it dies. It's that simple. Don't shoot females. If you see a solo zone, shoot it, because with this method, you're gonna be checking every single lake that they can possibly be at, whether it's 20 minutes later or whether it's a day later. If that solo were to respawn as a great one, you're gonna find its respawn in these lakes, because anytime that you shoot a solo, that solo then respawns somewhere completely random on your map that the mule deer can be. No herd management, nothing confusing, and if you're looking for a simple grind, this is about as simple as it gets. Now you might argue that the pheasant grind is more simple because you literally just find 10 zones, set up and start shooting, but I mean some people don't want bird great ones, and the trophies that you can get out of the mule deer grind are on another level of insane. I mean just look at the racks, look at the fur types. Who doesn't want a giant atypical mule deer in their lodge? Now some tips for like light herd management if you want to, which you might as well if you find yourself in a situation where a lake fills up with a bunch of minimum weight male mule deer, meaning that there's no medium or max weight mule deer. In the herd management term, that would be considered a quote shot down lake. You might as well just not shoot any of those small deer out of that lake unless you like the zone and it's super efficient, then that's entirely your choice. But in the process of rotating through all these lakes, eventually you're gonna find yourself at a lake with a bunch of tiny deer. If that's the case, you might as well just leave them there because that's a herd managed lake. Now don't do this to every lake. You want to make sure that you obviously have enough lakes to where you're getting enough kills per hour, considering that this method is slower than using like the extremely efficient heavy herd management methods where I can get 200 kills per hour. Don't worry about stacking diamonds or anything like that. Really, the entire goal here with this method is to make sure that you hit every single lake they can possibly be at over and over and over again. You do not want to miss a single lake, because when you're not using herd management, you're not keeping track of your population very well, and if a great one spawns, you probably won't know about it. That is until you find it. And other than that, guys, it is quite literally that simple. All you need to do is, quite frankly, hunt mule deer in a ski ridge, and make sure you go to every single lake they can possibly be at over and over and over again. Now, do I suggest using herd management to anyone? Yes and no, depending on how early off you are into the game. HM is a complicated thing, and some people really just don't want to go through all the work. They just want to sit down, have some fun, play the game, and get some trophies out of it. Now, great ones are meant to be rare along with diamonds and rares and pretty much any trophy in the game. Certain trophies are easier than others, but all trophies are difficult to get. If trophies were easy to get, well, then it wouldn't be much of a challenge, would it? Also, keep in mind that great ones do spawn purely off of RNG or random number generation. You can literally shoot one male and a great one could respawn, or you can shoot 10,000 males and a great one still might not be spawned in. Now, it usually does not take that long. My longest grind personally in 7.5 years of grinding was 8,300 kills, and this was fallow deer on PlayStation, and I strongly believe that the reason that it took this long is because I didn't claim every single harvest. When you don't claim harvests, the game actually prevents a great one from spawning, and the reason that I didn't claim every single harvest is because of the ridiculous amount of floaters in Teotihuacan, and I just really didn't feel like waiting for every single deer that I shot to float. Thankfully, that doesn't happen very much here in a ski ridge, and if it does happen, most of the lakes are small enough to where they'll float over relatively quickly. With that being said, my friends, I really hope this video was helpful for you, obviously directed towards beginner grinders, trying to get you guys into grinding instead of getting mad, discouraged. The amount of comments that I see is actually concerning. People really struggle to understand herd management, and I really hope that this helps you guys out. Anyways, guys, if you did in fact enjoy today's video, definitely let me know down below by smashing that like button and subscribing, as it is much appreciated. And with that, as always, my name is Squid, you're watching Squidster Outdoors, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace out, my gamers.